But we're going to pick up where we left off, which was men crying in front of their women, because my man, Mr. Adrian Blends over here, had a lot to fucking say. Adrian.
It's not that much to say.
No, you had a lot to say, brother. How do you feel about crying in front of your woman?
I think you shouldn't. I mean, I hate to sound like a, whatever you guys are going to call me after this, but I don't think you should cry in front of any woman. Your mom, your grandma, your sister, your daughter, anybody. Like, I think it's just going to be used against you later in time, and it's just that's been my experience every time I've tried to share my emotions with somebody that doesn't have a dick. They usually just, you kind of just like automatically ostracized for it,
And why do you think that is?
I just think because it kind of feeds into the illusion that women paint them for themselves.
Meaning,
like you're my knight in shining armor. You should never fall. Like the women in your life are usually the hardest on you.
I totally fucking agree.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
In my experience, so.
I think as women, we need to do better to not hold things against men if they are vulnerable enough to open up.
That'd be nice.
But of course, you're gonna have your trauma or your experiences
we all got it.
Shuts you down. Oh no, this is gonna be used against me, and I need to be seen as this, that, or the next thing.
And also, I think that crying is a human emotion, not a woman emotion.
No one said that. What the fuck? Dennison, you got me on a loudspeaker.
Jesus Christ. Shuttle, like NASA. Houston was calling, you motherfuckers turn around. I had to do that more often.
Yes, I mean, sure, women need to do or should do better, but what should and what isn't how I'm telling men to maneuver through life. At the end of the day, if I told you we were going skydiving, but there's a 60% chance, a 70% chance that your parachute isn't going to deploy, are you going to do it? You going to jump out that plane with me? All right. So even though some women, because this may not apply to you or you,
I guess I'm talking to the women that are making Adrian feel the way that he is.
It ain't just Adrian, it's me too.
I feel terrible for men that they feel that way.
No, I get
they
that.
can't show
Just
emotions.
the game, baby.
I get that. And again, this may not
that
apply to you. A lot of what I said may not apply to you. But I'm talking to a group of average men. Do you know what an average man is today?
No, because everyone's different.
A woman?
No. An average.
Knock that shit off,
A C
Knock
to C
that shit
plus
off.
person. Do you know what that looks like today as a man?
Sure.
No, do you describe it?
There's no definition of
There's no
that.
Yes, there is. Yes, there
there's
is.
not.
Okay,
No,
so what
there's
is
not.
it?
Yes, there is. Okay, your average man today is 5'7" to 5'9", makes $37,000 to $50,000 a year, and is probably obese because 70% of Americans are overweight. Okay, so that is your average man. These are the men that I'm talking to. Okay, most of those men aren't even seen by women. So the point that I'm trying to make is that it may not apply to everybody, but I'm going to tell you to move in the most efficient way. And because most women will have a problem with the man that they're putting their life in the hands of, most women, not you. Take your feelings out of this and listen to what I'm saying.
But she can still have her opinion.
Yeah, she
Your
just
sister
disagrees.
isn't the world.
I know,
I'm talking about the majority of people.
Disagree completely. I don't agree. I
Okay,
feel
so
like
let her
women,
have her opinion.
I feel
and then you
like
can talk.
women,
Don't tell me how to do this.
when women...
Right. No, that is a fact, though.
I wasn't done talking.
There's a lot of
Stop
different
telling
opinions.
me when I need to let somebody
Well, when
talk.
you're talking
I
in
just don't-
definites, it's like...
Okay, I'm not
Yeah,
talking.
that's not
First of all, I'm
definite.
not talking in definites. I'm saying that this may not apply to her.
Or a majority.
I'm talking about a majority. That is not a definite. That is the most, and that is how the world moves. If we vote for a president and it's 49 to 51, the 51 wins, and that's how society moves. And that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so don't tell me how I need to do this.
In the single lane, because if somebody's married, they done both cried in front of each other multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Debatable.
What?
No.
Debatable. I've never seen my dad cry in front of my mom.
You didn't see it, but it happened when you weren't around.
Okay, well, I'll text my mom right now and ask her how many times my dad's cried in front of her.
And that's fine. But I'm just saying, like that's part of...
My dad's a macho dude.
Really?
My dad doesn't fucking cry.
Maybe you don't know.
Nah, my dad just doesn't fucking cry. You know, I've seen my dad cry
So
when
maybe
people
that's
passed
the
away.
way
That's
you-
when I've seen it.
That's the way you think because how you were raised.
Okay, but Madison, I need you to understand that is the way most people think. You may be a more emotionally accepting woman. That's fine. This may not apply to
But
you.
have you ever seen a movie where it's like?
Movies aren't real life.
But listen to my point. So like when they're in the movies and they're watching a romantic scene and the guy's crying, or a sad part of the movie and the guy's crying and the girl's looking over like adoringly because he can show feelings.
Seen a movie of them watching a movie? No, I've never seen that. What are you talking about?
So I've seen it in a movie. I've seen it in a movie where they're like, where it shows like cuts where they're on dates and and the guy is I think it's Good Luck Chuck actually.
Good Luck Chuck. I've seen
Yeah.
Good Luck Chuck. I
Yeah.
can't remember that scene.
And there's a part where he's being emotional,
but it's a
I think it's a
fucking
balance that you
movie.
have
I mean,
to have.
you know, movies are based
It's
off
a
of
movie.
truth.
That's a
Exactly.
A lot of
rom-com.
shit.
No, that's a rom-com. That is a movie geared towards chicks. It is not for men. Men didn't go see that because they wanted to. Men went to see that because that's what their woman wanted to do.
I think you
is
should
the
have a
mis-
balance. There's a balance that you have to have.
And what
Obviously,
should-
you shouldn't lead off of, oh, I'm emotional and crying all the time. You shouldn't lead off of
No
that.
one's saying that. What should and what is are completely different. And yes, should men be able to cry in front of their women? Maybe for certain reasons. And yes, I understand. Even a reason like he was saying, you should be able to. But but a majority of the time, it's not going to work out in your favor. And that's what I'm telling our viewers, the people who are watching who have cried and their woman lost respect for them, no longer felt safe around them, no longer thought that this man was fit to lead them.
So I wanna ask the viewers, how many people have lost respect over a man for crying in front of them?
And if that's as a man myself telling another man, like, dog, if you cried in front of her and she lost respect for you and she left you,
She wasn't
dog,
for
you
you.
won. She got the fuck out the way so you can find the one for you because dog, a woman that loves
Bro,
you
this
does not
isn't
give
a
a shit if you
movie.
cry. I'm not talking about movies.
I'm saying.
I'm
what
just
you're
talking about in life.
I know, but
what?
Go ahead, babe.
I have something to say. So, I would say in like a long-term relationship, it's built to where it's like a safe place. However, I was dating somebody who I had just started dating and in high school, and he started crying in front of me, and I was like, this guy is a baby back bitch because I had just started meeting. I was about to go out of town, and he was like sad I was gonna leave, and I was like, what the fuck?
Right, that's a
Thank you.
red flag. That's like,
Yeah, I was like,
100%
this
agree. That is awkward.
Yeah. So I can see I could see what you're saying, that like women are losing respect if it's happening often, or even how you're saying like, you know, like
It doesn't have to happen often. It just has to happen in a place where she doesn't approve of, where she no longer feels safe.
and how Adrian's saying that it's been used against him, even if it was his own family or significant other, which I was saying women
Exactly.
need
So
to
what
do
I'm saying
better.
is I've experienced it. Adrian's experienced it. And I'm telling men, don't do it if you can avoid it.
I didn't say that.
If you gotta cry around the boys that you trust, your homeboys that you trust, or do it on your fucking own. Do not do that shit in front of your woman because it's not gonna work out well for you.
disagree.
Do it
That's
to
fine.
test
You're
her.
allowed to disagree.
Do it to test her so you can get rid of her and save some time in your life.
Exactly. Thank you.
Get it out of your system, dog. Let her walk.
That's bad.
I think anyone you can
How about
feel
this?
vulnerable.
Be a man. Be a fucking man. Your job is to
Who
lead.
told you
Your
that?
job
That's bad.
That's
bad.
the problem.
That's the problem with society. Like,
With
you gotta be
men,
a
like-
man. You have to be tough. You can't cry ever.
Yeah,
Like,
that's some
I have
hoe
something to
shit.
say.
Like, that's some hoe shit.
I have something to say.
When is being a man some hoe shit? That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard in my fucking
And
life.
that's
Not what
that's
he's
the
saying.
problem. The hoe shit is you feel like you can't be emotional, dog. Have some security, nigga. I will cry whenever the fuck I feel like it. And if somebody want to test me, come see me. Like, why are you so insecure about crying?
No.
And if she's gonna leave, then please bounce. Because if you
What's
ain't here,
insecure about not crying?
because if if the feeling behind it, oh, I can't cry because she's gonna leave me or I look
Or
weak.
she's just gonna think
Dog,
I'm not masculine.
I mean, if you're a
Hold on,
confident
I
man,
asked
you could cry anywhere and feel like.
no, the fuck you can't.
See, and that's the stigma. That's the
I asked you
problem.
earlier. Give me three good reasons as to why a man should cry. And your first one was if he's trying his best and is failing, he's allowed to cry. What
Yeah,
other?
for
Okay,
sure.
give me another reason because
give
that's not a
another
good
one.
reason, and it's not going to work out well for you. But go ahead.
Well-
what's another good reason a man should cry?
Rules is
If a-
rules.
Be open about
I
your
have a-
Yeah, if-
Hold on, I'm asking him a question. What
If
is
you're-
another good reason?
When you're intimate with your woman and you guys are having a conversation, I don't know, it can go anywhere. And if something makes you sentimental about it, drop your tears, dog. Air yourself out. I'm not saying, like you said, you've been dating dude for a month, couple weeks, and he starts crying. That's weird.
Bro, you're all over the place. You're
No, I'm not.
contradicting yourself.
I'm really
yes,
not.
you are. You can't give me a
Absolutely
solid
not.
reason as to why a man should cry. Man,
I just
if you're
told
gonna
you.
Cry,
There can be-
You gave a vague answer. You said if you're having a conversation, an intimate conversation, and it leads one way or another way, and then maybe you can cry.
Yeah,
No.
with the one
Give
the one
me
that
a
you're in love with.
reason that is okay for a man to cry. I
Because
gave you
he's
one
feeling-
which is somebody passing away. The other one is pure fucking joy.
Because
You can cry
you guys
when
might
your
be
son is born and they hand him to you. That's okay to cry. If you were to win a championship, cry because you
That's the
accomplished
problem.
something. And if someone passes, you can cry. If you need to cry outside of that, do not do it
See-
in front of your woman. That's all I'm saying.
Right,
didn't
and
say you
I
can't
and I
cry
hear
as
you.
a man.
Right,
Don't do it in front
I
of
hear
your
that,
woman.
and see the stigma that you have is that you're vulnerable if you cry, and you're not. I mean, now
Bro,
if you're
it
dating
ain't got
a
nothing
chick,
to do with me feeling vulnerable. It's the
No,
simple
I'm not
fact that
talking about
she's
you.
no longer going to respect you on the majority level.
I mean, I believe that those women exist, but I do not feel like that's the majority.
Troy,
Absolutely not.
We can
Troy,
take a poll.
Troy, you mentioned accomplishments, right?
Yeah.
So if a man accomplishes a woman, what his maybe a trophy wife, or trophy,
I want a truffle wife.
trophy, you know what I mean?
Truffle butter.
So he has this, and so he cries about it, and it shows that emotion. Like, yes, I have this.
Well,
That's
he said
fine.
for joy. He said for joy. So
That's
he
fine
covered
for
that.
pure joy. Yeah, like it's an accomplishment. Like if I ever decided to propose,
we
I
agree
probably think that I would cry while
so
doing
you
it.
kind of somewhat agree with if
No, I said
guys
there's a
cry.
couple reasons where you can get away with it where she won't lose respect for you. But if it's I'm doing everything I can and it's not working, you've just given that woman a taste of he's not fit to lead me.
She's immature then.
No,
Yes.
you're not fit to lead.
What? Because you cry, dog. Whoever.
For what you
This is
said,
like
bro, it ain't about the crying.
trauma.
You said
This hit the emotional damage button,
You,
please.
you said if he's doing everything he can.
Emotional damage.
You said if he's doing everything that he can and he's coming up short and he cries in front of her, bro, you wouldn't respect a man if he did that. He's like, man, bro,
If a woman leaves you in that situation, then she's not for you. If she
no
loves you,
shit.
she's gonna come up with that 40% that you don't have.
No, that's not how it works. Relationships are not 50-50. A
disagree.
woman does not want a man that she has to go 50-50 with.
If
She'll
the
call you
dude,
a
just
child.
because,
There's
just
lots of relationships where they go 50-50.
Because they don't have a choice.
No, that's not true.
Yes, it is.
What about Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade? They go 50-50.
No, that's D-Wade's money, baby.
No, they go 50-50. They said that in the interview.
Gabrielle Union been getting money before Dwayne
Exactly.
Wade. First of all.
That's cool.
Well,
but,
Dwayne Wade's net worth
got
is higher than
more
hers.
now.
Oh yeah,
It
but I'm
is.
just saying she was getting
It
money
is, but
before
they
him.
still
But
go
Name her
50-50.
last
I'm
movie.
sure. I mean, like I don't know about the whole. I mean, I heard about that,
That's
but
one example in the whole world.
I feel like a lot of my
Other celebrity couples are not going
what
50-50.
What about my family? My sister goes
Speaking to the
50-50
mic.
with her husband.
How long
My
have they been
sister-
together? How old are they?
12 years.
Okay. And do you think that she would rather him pay all the bills?
Any person, if it was a man or a woman, they would rather have their bills paid.
No,
but
there's not a man on the planet that wants his woman to pay the bills.
no, what? There's a lot. Have you seen the TikToks?
Then they're bums. Then they're bums and you shouldn't be
There's
dating them.
TikToks where they're like in the bonnets and they're like, if my girl brought all the money home, yes, I'll
Those
do
are
that.
jokes.
Okay, well, women aren't built to do that long term. You would not support a man for his
Just
entire
jokes,
life.
right?
There's women that do that.
Okay, again, you're talking about a very insignificant amount of women because 90% of women are not going to provide for a man long term. It's not happening. Women, because women date horizontally or vertically, meaning if you make $100,000 a year, you'd want your man to be making at least $100,000 a year. Prefer. Doesn't mean you won't date down, but you prefer him to make $100,000 a year. Or, on average, there's a study, and I can pull it up if you'd like, that women prefer that their man make 56% more than them. So if you make $100,000 a year, your woman expects you to make $156,000 a year. That is what women want. Women are not looking for an equal. They're looking for a superior.
It's basic math.
Okay, hold on. I'm not done. So on average, in general, a woman who is making that kind of money, she's not going to provide for a man long term. Not long term. She'll go 50-50 because she has to, not because she wants to.
What about Oprah?
Oprah doesn't have she can't get a man better than her. An ultra successful woman
She's provided for the same man for
I
decades.
get that because that's the only
fuck
man
Nick
that's
Cannon?
willing to date her. She can't date him. See, that's what I said. Women will date horizontally or vertically. Oprah cannot attract men who are doing better than her. Oprah is a billionaire.
What?
Oprah's a billionaire.
Who's she
And
gonna fuck?
another billionaire is not finna pick Oprah. He's gonna pick
Ben
some young
Affleck?
hot chick. He's not picking Oprah because her accomplishments are not attractive to us. Women's accomplishments do not get our dick hard. I don't
Al
care how
Pacino?
smart you are or how much money you make. If you're a fucking headache, I'm going to go with the broke bitch who's pretty and not a headache. A woman does not have to accomplish what women are looking for in men are not looking for in women. Women are looking for security, provision, someone who's taller than her, stronger than her, somebody who can lead, somebody who she feels safe with. And a man is looking for fit, feminine, and friendly. That's it.
I saw the
Put it this
definition
way.
of
Put-
a masculine woman. I like the masculine woman
Put it this way.
for sure.
Put it this way.
Google it.
Jay-Z's net worth 2.
Your woman is a masculine woman. She's a leader. She's
She
a
for
boss.
sure
man.
is. Sure.
Jay-Z is, and he's a simp, but he admitted that. So
She's an
that's fine.
Aries.
He's not like most men.
I feel like he's
Simps
not
knock
a
niggas
simp.
out too. They got a button for that? Oh, I made one.
Jay-Z's net worth is 2.5 billion. 2.5 billion. Beyonce's is 500,000. She's sitting there telling everybody, all the single ladies and girls run the world, and you're irreplaceable, or you ain't irreplaceable. I'll have another you in a minute.
No, I'm okay.
And Jay-Z
She's an
cheated.
entertainer.
Jay-Z
I don't
cheated
want that.
and she didn't go anywhere. Why? Because she can't replace Jay-Z.
She got a job.
She will never date another man who makes that kind of money, has that kind of status, and who can do what he does. She would have to date down, and she's not willing to do that.
All right, so let's get it cracking to the next.
I just have something to say before we
Go ahead.
end. The next statistic you should look up is the suicide rate between men and women, and most of them are men who couldn't express their feelings.
No, it's not that they couldn't express their feelings. It's that life is harder for men. Life is hard. Life is hard.
It
It's
is.
that
Because
simple.
men make it harder for men.
No,
Look at you. You're talking about like, how can you cry in front of your girl? She's
Don't
gonna
cry in front of your
Yeah,
girl.
like that's
Don't
that's
do
a
it.
prison. That's a mental prison for a man.
that's wild that that's what you came up with. No, life
It's
is
an
harder
island.
for
Yeah.
life is harder
It's
for
an
men because
island,
only
Steven.
women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally. A man is only
I
loved
agree.
if he provides something. So if you're a bum ass nigga, if you're fat, if you're lazy, if you're short, if you're out of shape, and you can't
Yeah,
provide
if you're short, it's all your
anything,
fault. You fuckers.
If you can't do anything, yes, you're gonna have a higher suicide rate. There's a higher homelessness rate between men too. Why? Because a woman doesn't have to accomplish anything to get housing. If a woman, I don't care
over her
what you
head.
look like, there's a man that will house you
Take
for
in.
free if you're cooking, cleaning, fucking, and not giving him a headache. Every woman. Okay? So that's the reason suicide is different, because men don't have that option. You can't be on the street panhandling as a man and have somebody come swoop you up. But there's a creepy motherfucker out there who's gonna pick up this panhandling bitch and take her home. And if
Give her
this
a
house
shower,
is clean, you
clean
can
it up.
stay here. So that's why suicide is different. Because if you don't accomplish shit as a man, you ain't getting no ass. If you ain't getting no ass, you're not happy. And if your life sucks, you're gonna commit suicide. But women don't have that problem because they live life on easy mode, because all they have to do is be pretty, because that's why men do what they do, is to attract women. It ain't got nothing to do with not being emotionally stable. It's the simple fact that if you are inadequate as a man, you are a bum, and society will allow you to do that. Women don't have that same problem.
If you're a man, you definitely need to put in the effort to provide. But I do feel like I agree with you on the suicide thing. I feel like it's more men, because too many of us feel like we can't be emotional. So you keep that shit trapped in, and
It ain't got nothing to do with
fucks
being
them.
emotional. It's the simple fact that you're not winning. You're not winning, and you're watching other people win. And
The definition of that's the problem. See, a man will think because you can't provide the house and the Benz and all this shit that you're not winning, which isn't the truth. Don't get caught up in the bullshit. That's what I'm saying. So
I think everybody's thinking that they're not winning if they're not living the life that they desire. I feel like most people have a very similar outlook on what they want their life to be, which is successful, being able to have financial freedom. Those are normal attributes for your average person. To be financially freedom, successful, and happy. Okay? So if you don't have those things, especially as a man, you're going to, that's when your emotions kick in and you're not crying in front of anybody and your life sucks. So yeah, offing yourself is your best option, but women don't have those same problems.
I agree that women don't off themselves more than men, and I feel that men off themselves more than women because as a man, you can't say, I need help.
Yeah, which also means you can't cry either because don't nobody feel bad for you.
No, but like...
Don't nobody feel bad for you.
For sure, and if you're crying because you want somebody to feel bad for you, then, I mean, but it's just like a human... It's a human...
yeah, I didn't say you
I just
can't
wanted
cry.
to throw that out there before we went to the next subject.
Right, huh?
I think that's the last subject
got
we're
stale.
gonna
I
be
know, I
fucking
think
talking about today.
Last subject. All right, let's have some fucking fun. End it on a high note.
Sick.
Can men and women be friends? And we will start with you, babe.
Well, before dating you, I thought they could, but the man with the statistics has told me otherwise. I feel like I could be friends with a gay man, but no, I think that if you're like ultimately no, like just friends, because there's always an ulterior
Platonic
motive.
friends.
There's an ulterior motive because I thought that this guy that was like my best friend, that like he would never like like naive, like, oh, he doesn't even see me like that. Mm-hmm. And then he admitted like that he had a crush on me in the beginning, but then I started talking about flat earth and he's like, you're so unattractive to me. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I would have never in a million years thought that he thought like that I was attractive, wanted to do anything, but the ulterior motives or even just like the biological makeup of like men don't get anything from, typically they don't get anything from a platonic relationship, and if
From a woman.
if sex was offered, they would typically jump at it. So ultimately, no, like they can't just be, unless, I mean, of course, like Steven is a friend or Adrian, but they're like your friends that I'm like,
Yeah,
cool
no,
with. People that are, like,
these guys
married
are
couples.
acquaintances. You don't hang out with either of them
okay,
alone.
yeah, so like hanging out with a man alone. Yeah, so to make that clear, like acquaintances, yes, I can have acquaintances, like if we hang out with
I
anher
don't think that's what the question was.
couple, whatever.
Yeah, no, like these
no,
niggas need to wait
platonic-
outside if I'm not here yet.
Yeah, platonic.
100%. No,
he's
fuck,
made us- he's
fuck,
made
I'm
us
like,
do it.
hey,
He's made us
if
do it,
you're
I
at my
wasn't mad
house,
at
I'll be
it.
like,
I
hey,
wasn't mad at it. No,
like, just,
it's
I'll
cool.
be there in a minute.
So no,
Right.
Before I thought that, and I had a naive mindset where I was like, this guy would never. And then
He's like,
when
hey,
it was admitted, like, when it was admitted that like initially there was a crush and wanted to make a move until I opened my mouth, I was like, oh, okay. So no.
Adrian, can men and women be friends?
I think like friends, like how we are. How we're friends.
like a friend, a platonic friend.
No, I don't think so because I've never wanted to fuck you, Troy. No, I just don't think like it's subjective, you know. Like I could be friends with somebody.
You are gay.
And she has a husband, or you know, like, oh, we're friends because we play softball together, type things. But like,
No, I'm talking about a real friend.
Yeah,
like,
you're not going to be close
I'm
friends.
working around to it, man. Let me get there.
Oh, my bad.
We can see this. We can see the city.
I apologize.
We're like 30 minutes out. Okay.
Why are you gay?
Adrian's looking at me like,
I'm not finished.
Yeah. No, but I mean, well, don't ask me a question.
my apologies, brother. Go ahead.
No, but I'm like, no, I just don't see it happening. There's no reason for us, you know, like we can, like I'm friends with my cousin. I ain't gonna fuck my cousin. You know what I mean? Like,
Y'all ain't communicating every other day.
yeah, like
As friends.
it's just
If you're in a relationship,
Like,
because
it's
I feel
just-
like a single guy will
I
have.
believe in saving intimacy that you have within your relationship. Like, that should be things for you guys. Like, I wouldn't be like, hey, this is my best friend. Hey, you know, like you saw that movie Idol, or that show Idol on HBO Max. With
I saw it I watched a little bit of it, but I don't know.
it was trash. But I mean, just like how he handled that whole situation with what is The Weeknd? Yeah, The Weeknd. How he handled that whole situation.
I remember that.
You know what I'm talking about, when he was like, "Don't you be touching her," and like, you know, it was
Yeah.
really cool to just kind of see, like, damn, man, like, I should be a toxic guy all the time. Slap the shit out of everybody. But no, I just don't believe that's a thing that we should share. Like, you know.
So no, from Adrian.
like
Gray.
it's just,
Madison, I'm gonna go last.
I agree. I had a similar situation with Jess where I had a guy best friend and we had been friends since
a GBF.
5 to 6
I am
years.
so blown away. I had no idea that you agreed that
No,
men
I
and
agree.
women can't be friends.
I totally agree because I thought that we were best friends. I could go over there. It could be cool, not, sexual at all. And then one day he came out of the blue and was like, I think we're meant to be together. And I'm like,
I'm going home.
Are you serious right now?
You serious? You're my emotional life raft.
So, yeah, I think there's always an ulterior motive with men. You can be friends, but not best friends. Like, we had that, similarity before the podcast. We said it before the podcast, where you could be friends, but not besties. You're not talking every day, not hanging out. I agree.
There's got to be something there,
So
right?
acquaintances.
Yeah.
And that's basically how I feel. Like, I mean, then I think it flips. Like, so generally, I'm gonna say it depends the level of friendship. You guys are not hanging out every day. Y'all ain't texting every day,
It's
and that's
subjective.
for like
That's
I'm
subjective.
in my shoes as a married man. Yeah, you're my friend, but like I said, we're not texting every day. We're not texting every other day.
I'm not
We're
gonna
not
go
even
pick you
texting
up
like
at the
once a
hospital
week.
at 3 a.m.
So
That ain't a
in a
friend,
way,
that's
that's
just
not a
somebody
friend.
you know.
Exactly. But if you've known them for a long time, it is a friend, and it has never been like that. Then that is a friend. But if you're in a committed relationship, you're not. Like
Even
how
if you're
me
not
and
in
you
a
would have.
committed relationship, do you think you can be friends with a woman?
Yeah, as long as the guy
It's
doesn't want to
subjective.
be with the
It's
girl.
subjective.
It's real. That's a fucking
What's
crazy
subjective
dicey
about
thing.
it? She's fat.
No,
If
it's
vagina
no,
was
but like
offered,
situational.
It's
It's
just
just
wild.
like, okay, you've been friends, like like Amber Martinez. We've been friends with her for a long. Huh?
This
You
motherfucker's
just
just
gonna throw
gonna
that shit
drop.
out there, right?
Names
Like,
drop.
No, I'm just saying. Like,
what if
we've
she's
been-
watching?
That's cool. Good. She watches the podcast. I hope she is. Hey, Amber.
This nigga said the first and last name.
No, well, I mean, just like,
know
we're-
that
Date of
girl.
birth.
There is a
friends.
lot.
She has a
Capricorn. You
husband,
remember her?
It's cool. Like, I play
Yeah,
softball
yeah,
with her and
for
her
sure,
mom.
yeah.
Like, she's my friend.
Yeah.
But I'm not. If she calls me at like 3 a.m, like, come get me, I'm like, no, call your fucking husband. I'm not going.
Oh, because she's married. If she was
Yeah.
married, though.
Conversation dead.
You'd.
Yeah.
All right, you guys just made it weird. I was just
Next.
It
Next
was a
is
thought. I shouldn't have said the name, but I
your
know
ass.
it's a
Yeah, you
thought.
fucked.
But like, I don't know. Like, I was just
No,
saying, like, that's my homie. Fuck. Like, we're a friend, but it's a subjective friendship.
All right, so my turn. Absolutely not. Men and women cannot be friends, not platonic friends,
doesn't
until
make the
after
shit
sex
edit.
has been had.
That's
Why
not
is this so
platonic.
much about fucking sex?
Because he's a Scorpio.
No.
Everything is
I'm being dead ass. After
sure you
sex
are.
has been had, then you guys can have a normal friendship because you got
Platonic?
this shit out the way. Yeah.
Never
after-
have sex again.
Yeah, you could do it because because both of
Platonic
you.
doesn't mean
So
sex.
it would have to be trash
No.
to you.
You're right. You're 100% right.
What did he say?
He said platonic doesn't mean it means the opposite of sex. What I'm saying is, and he's right. Platonic
I
friends,
have friends
no.
that I've never had sex with. A lot of them are in this room.
I'm talking about between men and women, bro.
100%.
What are you talking about?
Talking about
going
fucking
weird
use
on
the
here.
words.
Said
man.
pause.
Use your words.
Jesus
All of them
Christ.
are in this room.
Got him.
That's a good one.
All right. No, you guys just made me feel really uncomfortable about the topics we're
you
talking
did.
about.
What?
Did it to yourself.
I know I did. I do it to myself all the time. Sick.
No, no. Men and women can't be friends, because a couple reasons. A, there's not a straight man on this planet that looks at a woman who's good looking and says, "She's pretty good at. I think she'd be pretty good at 2K and Madden. I can hang out with her." You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we become friends
I could kick with her. Hold on, I'm not done.
Just adding it in there.
What I'm saying is that's not your first intention. Men become friends with a woman because they got friend zoned, because he was too nice, and that was his approach because he was attracted to her initially. Okay, but he's sticking around hoping that he finds a chink in that armor for one day. One day that she slips up.
The world, man.
Right, what Gilly say?
That one day she slips up and I can get up in there. You know
A
what I'm
shoulder
saying?
to cry on
Yeah.
soon turns into a dick to ride on.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Gilly Kitty says that shit all the time. So I
Hey,
couldn't do it.
he's real. That's real.
Oh, God,
And
never
on
seen
top of
this
that,
podcast.
on top of that, the reason women friend zone men is because they get a ton of benefits from it, and men don't get any.
That's what I'm saying.
Women get the security of a boyfriend, the paid, sometimes paid for dates from that man friend, and somebody to deter unwanted suitors when they're out and about. But that man don't get shit from her. There's like, she can sit there and think, "Oh, I'm a great wing woman." No, you're not, because even if you are bringing girls to him, the first thing that they're gonna think is, "Well, bitch, you're pretty. Why don't you want them?"
Nailed it.
So he gets zero benefits from being a friend with this woman. But I do believe that once sex is had and you guys realize, "Oh, I don't want to be with you," you guys can have a normal friendship. You know what I'm saying? But
It's hot out here for a pimp.
yeah, that's how I see it.
Got him.
But unless you guys have anything else to talk about.
I'm gonna use that song for my pre-workout video tomorrow. "Can't Be Friends" by Trey Songz.
Oh, I don't know that song.
What?
What? Troy don't know a song? What? Jessica put him on.
He don't know R&B.
He don't like that shit. Oh shit, he ain't gonna like that shit.
He don't know R&B like I do.
All the
Like I
songs he
said,
likes.
Troy, don't let me find out.
You be going
Jessica
in
been
on
put
your
you on
stories.
shit, dog.
Pass me the aux cord and we're all gonna cry.
Are we getting fucking sad? Let's get fucking sad.
Let's get
do
sad
it.
together.
Let's get fucking sad. Who's ready to rage?
Don't be embarrassing.
Let's all
Don't be
cry.
embarrassing me on
A
the
good
internet,
cry.
Jessica.
Not in front of you women.
Who's
You guys cry in
Jessica?
the other room.
You, because you're embarrassing
My
me.
name is Babe.
Well, no, I told them when we began on this, you're Jessica.
Your
When
name
these-
is your name. Oh,
When
no.
these, when these cameras cut off, you can be Babe. But for right now, since you're embarrassing me,
Like a blueberry.
Why don't you go back
Pass
to your
Jessica
home
the
on
knife.
Whore Island?
Pass Jessica the shank.
All right, wrapping up.
yeah.
Can I wrap it up? Because I gotta go home.
You guys, we are out. Thank you for
cool.
tuning in. We will be back next week
On your
with
favorite
more
episode.
ladies,
Bye.
with more
Peace,
ladies to
love,
argue
and
with me like
opinions.
Madison tried. I definitely got under her skin.
Tried.
Troy's
Definitely got
opinions.
under her skin.
Tried.
But I love you.
Love you too. It's all love.